Exactly.
It's what? Okay, so let's get started. We like to get started on time. We don't always end on time, but we do like to get started on time. Welcome to LifeQuest Orientation. I'm Leah Greenfield, Executive Director. We have Gina Bridges, Program Director. We have Donna Elke, Program and Volunteer Coordinator. Heather Thompson is our Business Manager. She's in the office running the Zoom meeting. This is what a typical LifeQuest class is like. We are together, but we're also online. We're in person, but we're also virtual. Yeah, this is the staff. So this is kind of the way we do things. Are we recording this today? Which is another thing we do at LifeQuest. We often record as many as our hybrid classes as is feasible so that viewers and participants can see them later, share them with friends who have registered for classes this term. So this is kind of the feel of what a LifeQuest class is. We have people participating from all over the state and in several surrounding states. So the pandemic has just opened those doors, and that was probably the only silver lining we saw about the pandemic. Was our ability to involve LifeQuest members from outside of our geographical location. So welcome Zoomers, welcome to those of you that have braved the weather today to LifeQuest. So we might want to mute. Okay, so what I wanted to do today is have each of us here, and then you'll see, of course, Heather in the office, but the four of us make up the staff of LifeQuest, and we wanted to give you a little brief overview of what it is that you are considering joining, or maybe you have already registered for the winter term. Some of you have attended, but it may have been a minute. So we're going to give you a little brief overview, and then we're going to break for tours of the building. It's optional. Stay for as long as you need. If you've got something else going on, you're fine to hop up. We're very flexible. You're not trapped here if there's something you already know. But we hope that there'll be some pieces of this that you haven't heard before. So LifeQuest, what is LifeQuest? LifeQuest is a 42-year-old nonprofit organization. We're a 503, no, I can figure this out in a minute. 501c3 nonprofit organization. We've been in the community for 42 years. We are still a part of Shepherd Centers of America. That is a national organization whose mission complements ours. Our mission is to promote healthful longevity and active aging for adults in our community. And our community is expanded to across the state and in several other states. But the meaningful volunteerism, you're going to hear a little bit more about in a minute. Shepherd Centers of America, feel free to look those up online. I'm proud to say that LifeQuest is the largest affiliate group of Shepherd Centers of America in terms of our educational programming. Classes, that's what we do. Classes is the main backbone of what LifeQuest does. We're not a degree distributing organization. It's all about continuing education and lifelong learning. It's all about community. Our classes are coordinated by a group of volunteers called our curriculum committee, and they're built on 3 pillars: intellectual engagement, social connection, and physical wellness. That's what our classes are designed to support. So if you've always wanted to paint or dabble in watercolor, this is the place for you. If you'd like to stretch, improve your balance, learn Tai Chi, have fun in line dancing or yoga, this is the place for you. If you're here to stretch your brain and take a history or language or literature class, this is the place for you. If you're not here for the classes and you just want to meet some people in Little Rock, or if you're retired and you need a place to gather and drink a great cup of coffee, cup of coffee, this is also the place for you. If you'd like to just have lunch together once a week, this is a great place to do that as well. So we've had a lot of reasons why people join, and we're so glad that you're here today to be a part of what LifeQuest is all about. A little bit about the history. I'm not going to go over this too much. I do want to point out 2 people in this picture are my parents. The man and the tall man in the back is my dad, and sitting in front of him in the sweatshirt that says Paradise is my mom. So if I promote this place for my parents, I definitely think it's the place for y'all. And they're active in LifeQuest almost every term. LifeQuest founded in 1981 by 14 interfaith congregations. So that is a Shepherd Centers model. And we started as well. Right now we have grown to over 21 faith-based congregations that not only support LifeQuest through financial gifts, but also view LifeQuest as an extension for their programs for their active adults in their congregations. They don't have to reinvent the wheel and have Tai Chi and watercolor and a book group at each congregation. They can support LifeQuest and have that community together with us. In 2003, we changed our name from Shepherd Center of Little Rock to LifeQuest of Arkansas. There were a lot of shepherds running around Little Rock. There was Good Shepherd Center, Shepherd something. And so we were trying to, I think, distinguish ourselves and change the name to LifeQuest to do so, but kept that affiliation. In 2020, our curriculum committee decided to go online, and we connected with over, like I mentioned, members in 15 states, and have continued to do that by having online classes. We were online for a full year and a half. That seemed like a long time ago, but it really wasn't, was it? But we learned how to do it, and some of us have become experts. Some of us are still growing in that area. But today we have over 2,000 members that participate in LifeQuest in about 175 LifeQuest classes every year. That's like running a small college, y'all. We say that LifeQuest is like a liberal arts college for older adults in our community, but with no classes, classes, yes, but no tests, no grades, no homework, no required attendance. It's all for the love of learning. And all of those classes are taught by volunteers. I want to say that again. Let's have a moment for our volunteers. We would not be LifeQuest and would not be here, not be surviving and growing and successful without our volunteers. Everything revolves around volunteers. We have 56 classes this winter term, 56, all taught by volunteers. So to tell you a little bit more about some of our affiliations and our volunteers, I'd like Donna to come talk to you. Watch that cord, I'm about to trip on it.
I learned a long time ago to watch the cords. So as Aaliyah said, I'm Donna Elke, and I'm the program and volunteer coordinator for LifeQuest. I was telling somebody earlier, I started out as the van driver in 2018, and it just kind of kept going because I have a true love for LifeQuest and the people that it serves. We currently have 21 faith-based congregations that support LifeQuest, and they support us financially. They support us by promoting our information to their congregations. I have most of those 21, but not all, have a congregational liaison, so somebody who attends LifeQuest, but also attends whatever particular church or faith-based organization, and they take the brochures to a group of brochures to them each term that we put one out. So quarterly they do that. They connect me with whoever the communication person is in that particular organization, and I get on their newsletters, and then we put information from that is relevant to our members out on our Facebook, or sometimes out in an e-blast that says, hey, this church is doing such and such for their population, and it's open to everyone, so you're welcome to attend. And as well, that flips over and they say, hey, LifeQuest is happening and this is what they do, and here's how you can register. So we kind of do that communication that way. I have a whole series of newsletters. Some I get weekly and some I get quarterly, and from different of the organizations that we have. And if you're interested to know if your church or organization is already supporting one or how to become one, you're welcome to come and see me, and we can find out and let you know, because we always welcome more. while the financial benefits are fantastic because that's what keeps us going, for me, it's really about building community with the churches and the organizations that are around us that are also building community with the same population of people. And so that I'm all about community and doing fun things. And I think this thing has a doodah on it, but I'm not sure how it works because I don't ever do this. So I'm not gonna point at anybody.
There you go.
So this is some of the fun things that you do in LifeQuest. The couple that you see over there, that's the Slaters. John's actually teaching a class this term, the National Parks class. He'll be doing the National Parks class, and Kathy has done lots of things with LifeQuest, including serving on the LifeQuest board. This is a Tai Chi class. We have 2 of those happening this term. So that's what both of those pictures, I believe, are the Tai Chi class that we had. We had 1 last term. This year we have 2 happening. So there's just a lot of really neat things to do in LifeQuest. And they happen, some of them happen every term. So if you want to do Tai Chi and you didn't get into the class this time, hold on, because the flip from winter to spring happens really quickly. And on April 1st, we're going to start again, and there will be a new set of classes. And so we also like to volunteers. This is a volunteer driven organization. So Leah told you that there are 4 of us that work in the office. We just kind of like steer the ship a little bit, but the magic happens because of the people who volunteer with LifeQuest. So you'll get to know my name more if you're interested in any way in getting involved with LifeQuest, because I have lots of things that can be done and that are only done because I have the hands of lots of other people who are willing to come in and do them. This is an ice cream social that we do every August, and the Shanisha is her name, and she's from Oak Street Health, and Oak Street Health is one of our corporate sponsors, and she came to help serve ice cream. And Rich Roy is the chair of our curriculum committee, and he was serving ice cream, and so we're happy to put an apron on you and get you helping out at any time. So up in this far corner, we have the mail crew. So the absolute best way and the most important thing that happens 4 times a year is that we send those brochures out in the mail. And we send about 2,000 of them. We get about 2,000 of them ready to go out in the mail each quarterly. And the mail crew helps make that happen. So they're the ones who put all the little stickers that hold them together and stuff any inserts that need to go into them and put the address labels on them. And it's work, but it's more fun than it is anything else. And so I can find you several mail crew people that will attest to that. This bottom picture is the food bank. Quarterly, we partner with the Arkansas Food Bank, and we have a group of people who go over quarterly to do a 2-hour session doing whatever they ask us to do. Putting potatoes in bags was what we were doing at this particular time. We have a Mahjong class, beginning Mahjong, and the lady in the red is our Mahjong instructor, Ellen Lowitz, and that class is a hoot and a half. If I've never played Mahjong, I still don't know how to play because I don't ever get to attend the class, but I've never walked in the room and not come out laughing. So because the people in there are just having a grand old time. So I'm going to let Leah talk about corporate sponsors, but if you are interested in getting connected in ways other than just attending classes, there are several things we have available for volunteers to do. Like I said, mail crew, we have the food bank. We're looking for other opportunities to be connected in our community. You can be a congregational liaison. We have opportunities to help out in the office, answering phones or stuffing envelopes or getting name tags ready for each term, because every term we have to put name tags together. You get a new name tag every term for you to wear during the term. And so there's many things. And so I would be more than happy to get you on my list of volunteers. I'm really glad to see you guys all here today. Some of you we've reconnected from old times. And I'm going to leave now and let Leah and Gina finish this up, because I'm going to go down in the office. So when you get done with all this and you do the tour and you have any questions about the upcoming term or anything like that, you can come and see me in the office. Probably about 80% of the time, if you call, I'm the person that answers the phone. And my desk is right inside the office door, so you'll see my face frequently. Anytime you walk, most of the time you walk in the office, I'm sitting right there. So nice to see you guys here. I'm going to give it back to you guys. And oh, do you want me to do those?
Yeah,
Oh.
tell them about this while you're here. Watch.
We just started something new. LifeQuest t-shirts. So we are selling LifeQuest t-shirts, where there'll be an order made on January 30th of this month for a new set of t-shirts. So if you'd like one, you can take a look at these. This is what they look like. There's long sleeve, which I have one of each, a long sleeve and a short sleeve. They have long sleeve and short sleeve. The long sleeve are $25, the short sleeve are $20. That basically covers the cost of the shirt. We don't really make any money off of those. But we want to be able to promote LifeQuest out and about. So when we take our group to the food bank, we're hoping all of our people will have a LifeQuest t-shirt. And I like to wear them to work because they're really comfortable. The sizes run from extra small, on the short sleeve from extra small to 4X, and on the long sleeve from small to 2X. So, and there's an extra large, a medium, and a large there if you want to see kind of an idea how the sizing goes on those, but
Super comfy. So LifeQuest, the biggest part of my job is fundraising, and usually people go, "Ooh, I would hate to do that." It's the best part of not the best, but it's a great part of my job, because we really do have some pretty fabulous sponsors. I'm sure you recognize some of these names. Y'all, they come to me and ask me how they can help and support LifeQuest. It is not an arm twisting because we have such a great program, and we're the only thing like it. We're the only thing like it in the state. So, I mean, it's pretty awesome. And the mission is attractive. We are protective of your names, contact information, email, and phone numbers. We're not passing that out. But if our sponsors would like to set up a table and share information and literature, and they're giving us money every year, sure, you can come pass out your pens and your brochures. Love to have you. We put their names in our brochure. We put them on our website, but mostly we say thank you, because they help make it possible for us, corporate and congregational sponsors, help it possible for us to offer scholarships. So we have a easy, you basically ask and you shall receive a scholarship, full or partial. Our term registration fee is $85. And the reason it's a term fee and not a per class fee is we want LifeQuest members to belong to something. Your membership fee of $85 a term means that you are a member of LifeQuest. You can take as many classes as you want, come to as many programs as you want for that one term fee, because you're a part of something. If we paid by the class, I'm afraid people would come to their class and leave and not be a part of it. But we want you to be a part of the community here. And our sponsorships help us enable to keep that fee reasonable and allow us to offer scholarships. In addition to corporate sponsorships, we have 5 educational partners. They are not sponsors, they are educational partners. And these names I know you recognize: Arkansas Education Geriatric Collaborative at UAMS, Central Arkansas Library System, Literacy Action of Central Arkansas, Mosaic Templars Cultural Center, and the Clinton Presidential Library and Museum. They all provide classes, workshops, education programs. You'll see their names all in our brochure. They're involved in expanding our visibility in the community and around the state. Right now, this current term, the AJEC, that first one, at UAMS is teaching a matter of balance class. That's an evidence-based class that they teach at UAMS, they're bringing to us. Last term, the Clinton Library taught an 8-week class called the Presidential Library in Your Backyard. This term also, Central Arkansas Library System experts, because they have so many experts over there. I mean, they know everything from genealogy, personal archiving, salsa dancing, Civil War. They're teaching a whole cornucopia of class, and you can come to a class and not the next one, or attend the third one and not the 4th or 5th. You can pick and choose your topics. That's a great class to participate in. Also, Literacy Action of Central Arkansas is teaching another tutor training class. It's in 2 parts, 2 4-week sessions. Choose which 4-week session you want to attend and become trained to be a tutor in our community to raise others' literacy levels higher in our city. And you're not committed to tutoring, but you're learning how to be and plugging into Literacy Action. It's a great program. You'll be hearing more things about what's coming up, about Mosaic Templar Cultural Center. So keep your eyes open. Really encourage people to join our Facebook page, both like our public LifeQuest of Arkansas Facebook page, but also join the private group page that Gina will tell you more about in a minute to become more involved with what's going on with all of our community partners. I think that's all for me because Gina is the person who keeps us all in line, keeps all the plates spinning, and will tell you some of the nuts and bolts and how to housekeeping about LifeQuest.
Yeah.
So thank you, Gina.
Okay, so every organization has dreamers, and every organization has the logistical person. Hello, my name is Gina Bridges, and I'm the program director. I will help navigate your first day jitters, hopefully quell any worries. I'm going to go over a lot of stuff. We've already covered a lot of stuff. Don't expect to memorize it. Just know that we're here for any questions you have. I'm addressing winter weather first because this is the only term we really have to do this. Normally, we follow the Little Rock School District policy. With COVID, they started doing what they call like virtual learning. And so sometimes they'll have school, but that doesn't mean the roads are safe. And so if they have virtual learning, we probably only have virtual learning. Our parking lots don't always clear at the same rate as the public streets. So we may have to extend in-person classes being closed. Please watch your email, watch our public Facebook page. Unfortunately, we're already expecting a system next week, which may mean that Tuesday classes don't get to start and Wednesday classes might not get to start. Cross your fingers, it just blows north of us and everything's okay. All right, like Leah said, your fee covers multiple classes. We operate with 3 8-week terms and 1 4-week term in the summer currently. So this is kind of like our midpoint for the year. We kind of consider the fall, the beginning of the school year, just like at a public school. Parking. Because we operate out of the church, we have to be aware of the parking. We are not a part of Second Presbyterian Church. We rent space from them. Also in the church building is the Second Presbyterian Preschool. The preschool has drop-off and pickup times at different times of the day. The church has Presbyterian women meetings and Bible meetings at different times of the day. Please be aware that there may be little kids running around in the parking lot. If you see a lot of people, there are a lot of visitors here who don't know sometimes which direction they're supposed to go. Normally, I think of the parking lot as kind of a clock and just trying to go clockwise around the parking lot as best you can. There's a part of the church that is very close to the interstate. And that side is where the kids pick up and drop off is. Do yourself a favor and just don't even go back there. Just stick to the front of the church by the sanctuary and maybe the handicap parking, because those are the sides that we unlock. We don't unlock every single door all around the building. The church office has its own space. The preschool has its own space. In regards to that also, I'll just let it be known that the elevator is the way to go downstairs. There's a hallway that's locked upstairs and downstairs, so we can't access them by the stairs. Did I say that right? Okay. So we share the space. Be nice. Name tags. We all had you in person fill out a name tag today. At LifeQuest, you are going to see people you have not seen in 5 years or in 20 years, and they might look a little different.
I noticed a lot of people couldn't make their beauty appointments during COVID. And so all of a sudden there were all these gray haired people that came back and I was like, who are you? And, life happens and you want to be able to know who they are. I want to know who you are. And I'm very bad at names. I will know your name for 3 years and only know your face and not really your name. So the name tags are on a name tag cart. They will be located at either the front of the church or in our snack area. You are free to take the name tag home with you and keep up with it for the whole 8 weeks, or you can put it back. There's a numerical system that's evident once you look at the cart, and we'll show you that on your tour. Have sheets. Where's my class? If it's not online, your class is here in this building, unless you're taking bowling, which is at Professor Bowl. So show up there on Friday. The half sheets are going to be bright blue this term, and you'll see them scattered at different entrances, and it'll have a list of all the times, the room, and what room number it is. This room is room 6263, and this is our classroom hallway. There's also another section of the church at the front where there's the sanctuary and the chapel in the second hall. We do have access to a couple of rooms downstairs as well. And we also use a multi-purpose room called the Great Hall, which the preschool calls the gym and the church calls something else. And so if there'll also be signs outside the door with the time and what room, what class is in there. So if you get lost, just grab somebody with a name tag and say, where am I going? And somebody can help you. Snacks and coffee. We love to eat. Who doesn't love to eat? We love for you to bring donations of snacks anytime. Because of the preschool, we ask that you not bring any snacks that involve nuts, not just peanuts, but also almonds or walnuts or anything. We have them in a communal area on Wednesdays and Thursdays, which is our largest in-person class days. We have a couple of scattered in-person classes on Monday and Tuesday, but we try to for the most part, keep those as online class days. That way you're not trying to run to the church and run home, run to the church and run home. So usually just until noon or 1 o'clock when lunch is served. Feel free to drop off some Cheez-Its or Little Debbie's at the office. We do also enjoy homemade snacks from time to time. Be sure and let the office know so we can come and get first dibs before you set it out.
For the members, not the,
Yes,
not the office.
not just for the office. The snacks are for the members, but we like to know. COVID is still real. It is still here. And we do have members and instructors who are immunocompromised. We do not ask that people show proof of vaccination anymore. We do not require that you wear a mask at any time, and we do not socially distance at any time per our policy now. If your instructor says, I feel more comfortable if everyone wears a mask, please put on a mask that will be up at the front of the room, or if you have one in your purse, go ahead and grab that. If an instructor is in that situation where they want masks, we will provide some outside the room. So don't feel like you have to remember to bring them each week. Another thing about this term that's special, Martin Luther King Day is next Monday. Those classes won't start until January 2nd, and they'll go from 8 weeks to there, so they end on March 11th. Oh, January 22nd is the start of the Monday classes. Sorry, thank you. That's just kind of a little bit of housekeeping that people usually have questions for. There also, because of the tight turnaround between winter and spring, unfortunately, there will be no makeup classes. So if for some reason inclement weather says, sorry, but y'all are going to miss 2 Wednesdays out of this term. Well, I'm sorry, you're going to miss 2 of your art classes this term. So the instructors know that. We want you to know that. And that's also why we want you to take advantage of taking as many classes to stretch your registration fee as possible. One thing we touched on, this is a lot of text. Don't worry about it too much. On Wednesdays, we have an in-person meal. They also usually have a program accompanying the meal. This is a list of the programs. In the next column is what the meals are. On Thursday, we do curbside meals. So you can swing through the drive-through, so to speak, hop in the church, pick up a brown bag and take it home. It's $12 for the meals on Wednesday. It's a serving for two for the entree on Thursday that is $16, and then a separate purchase for a dessert that is $10. This is all on our website. The curbside meals are really great because if you don't want to cook that weekend, or if you leave town and you leave your spouse alone for a week, buy them something so they don't have to fix something. Okay. Before classes begin, you should have received a registration confirmation email that will have a login and password. It also has a link to our Facebook private group where we will also show videos. So you can attend class either by going to Zoom or through Facebook. If there is bad weather next week, John Brummett will probably still happen, but it'll only be online and it will only be through Facebook. The sanctuary is only set up to show our Facebook classes. So if there's a class in there that you think, oh, I've got a doctor's appointment, it's raining, the roads are slick, I've overslept, Facebook will be the way to go to any of those classes. They're also recorded. You can also wake up at 2 a.m. and go, I'm bored, what am I going to do? Watch a recording. Totally fine. The password and username. The username is always LifeQuest. It is not your name, it is not your email, and you don't have to sign in to register for classes. This is only after you've registered for classes. This is how you get to class or watch recordings or get materials. The password changes every term. I don't say it during this orientation because some of you haven't registered yet. And this is just for people who have registered. Once you do that, you get this page that says, welcome to your class portal. There's a button for class access, a button for materials, and a button for recordings. I think we have a little bit of time. I'm going to show you live on the website what this looks like. So bear with me for just a second.
One thing I forgot to mention, we are doing a study on with UAMS, the Arkansas Geriatric Education Collaborative is partnering with LifeQuest to measure new members' perceptions of loneliness. So that it's a pre-test, post-test kind of thing. So before you take a LifeQuest class, someone will call you after, and I have the consent forms out on that table. Someone from UAMS will call you, a researcher, and say, you know, do you feel lonely? And I think it's like 3 or 4 questions.
Yeah.
3 questions. And then in 90 days after you've taken some LifeQuest classes, they'll call you and ask you again. So it's not real intrusive in terms of a lot of time, but it is something that we would love to see. Are we making a difference? Your specific answers will not be known to me or anyone in the LifeQuest office, or really who even participated. We'll get like an aggregate of that information. But if that's something you haven't, you won't be valid after you've taken a class, so it has to be pretty quickly. But if you're interested in participating in that, there's a consent form outside. I can tell you where that is.
And if you're online, email the office and we can get you a consent form.
Yeah.
All right, this is our website, lifequestofarkansas.org. This is what our banner page looks like. A lot of times, if people call and say, how do I get to class? We'll say, look under our logo, and there's the login word. So I'm going to click login. Here's the username and password. I don't know if I've even entered the password for this computer yet, so we'll just click login and see. Nope, it's saved the password from last term, so let me retype that real quick. If you've taken classes more than once, this might happen. The next term it'll say, hey, we saved your password, and then Most browsers will say, do you want to save it? And I always say yes. All right, so I'm here and I want to go to class. Name a class you want to go to that might be online. Anybody, just yell one out. Anybody, name a class. Spanish classes are all in person and they're not recorded. I'll just pick one. Let's see. Okay. I've great books online. Okay. Thank you. Sorry. I shouldn't put new people on spot like that. This is in chronological order. So on Monday, here's the Monday classes. And if you keep going down, there's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Great Books Online is at 10 a.m. Here's a Zoom button for it. Great Books is a limited class, so there's only so many people allowed in that class. So if I didn't register for that class, even if I accidentally click the Zoom button, I can't go in there because it's going to ask me for another password. If I go to look through here and I go, you know, I didn't sign up for Secrets to the Grave, but that looks really awesome. And I read the description and I go, you know, I think I'd like to do that. And I can click Zoom or Facebook. Most of the Zoom rooms open about 5 minutes before the class begins. So if you click on that button at 2 a.m. on a Saturday night, nothing's going to happen. If you click on Facebook, it's just going to take you to our Facebook group, but the video won't be live. It'll, let me back this up. If you click it at the time of class, the video is live, and you can tell because the word live is in red in the upper corner. If you get there too early, Facebook is not going to refresh the page for you. You will need to learn how to refresh your website or leave and come back, which is what sometimes we recommend people do. So if you log in Wednesday morning, you want to watch Brummett, and you go down here to Wednesday, and there he is, and I click Facebook, it's going to take me to a regular looking Facebook page.
That's
And
the private group you want to join.
this is the private group. Up here at the top where it says invite, it would say join. And you click that button, and then I approve you to join the group. That way, people who are not registered can't join it. And you have to join it every term. It's a new group each term. It's not a one-time deal. Like if you like our Facebook page that's public, you just like it and you never have to do anything else again. The private groups are new each term. Facebook is a little funny in that it has this thing here that says new post, and you can click the little arrow and it says most relevant, newest activity, new post. You can change the order of how you see things. I can't make the order a certain way for you. So if you don't see the video right away and you're like, it's time, it should be there, you might want to scroll up and down the page to see if it's buried somewhere down further. I'm going to go back here to our website, and I'm going to go back to the class portal. We'll save questions for just a little bit because I might accidentally answer it. You never know. If you have a class that has materials, or if you have a class instructor who is engaged in their class and wants you to know a lot of stuff, look here. There is a supply list for acrylic and oil painting already. There is a resource list for Arkansas ecology in the 19th century. Because we are trying to be good stewards of the money that you give us, we try not to print as many handouts as we have in the past. So even in in-person classes, if an instructor says, I know you don't normally look online, but my handout's online, or all of the resources, like the video of otter swimming that I want you to see, it's online. This is arranged by class title. And so if you can remember the name of your class, hopefully you can find the materials. If you miss a class and you want to watch the recordings later, you can click the recordings button. Right now, as a placeholder, I have an orientation video from last year. I'll update that later today and it'll be this orientation video. Next week after classes, there'll be 7 more videos there. The next week, there'll be 14 more videos. And it keeps going, it keeps going. The videos are available for about 1 week after your term. And then they all go into our big library. And so professors would rather you be in class though. If you can make it, please do. They don't mind if you watch the recordings, but they really want you to be there because their passion is to engage with you. All right. I don't know if there's anything else on the website. Just keep in mind, there's lots of stuff there. There's instructor biographies. If you don't know who your instructor is and you want to learn a little bit more,
Keep the website.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
I would just say there's lots of little pictures here and their little bios.
Yeah, it's fun to see who your instructors are. If they've taught recently, Jean has collected their bio and their picture. What I think is really cool is she has learned how to do so much in the last 3 years since we've gone online that now not only are we able to do Zoom classes, but we're able to upload those recordings to our private YouTube page, archive them for a library and have them available. So you don't have to learn how to do all of that, but if you know that that's there and it's something you want to ask questions about, then you can follow up with us after the fact and we can show you how to get to that. But was there a question back here about something on the website?
Did you have a question about the website or? You do have to have an account on Facebook in order to watch the videos on Facebook. If you are on our website and you have never made a Facebook account before, I have online class tutorials. If you do not know how to refresh your browser page, if you do not know how to do Zoom, and you want to know how to do Zoom, if you want to save the email I sent you, but you don't know how to do it, I have lessons here for everything. And if you don't see a lesson or you just want a quick answer, call us.
Everybody needs a Gina. Everybody needs a tech guru. They really do.
I think so. Let me stop the share and make sure that's what's next.
Oh, look at all those Zoomers. Do you see all those names? Hi, Zoomers. How many people do we have on Zoom today?
We'll just look right there.
Where?
Up at the big screen. There's 15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we
Hi.
have almost as many Zoomers as we have here in our classroom. So glad everybody's there. So Zoomers or in-person participants, are there other questions that we can answer for you about next week, how to get to class, what you need to do? Yes, ma'am.
So I got 2 emails from you.
Mhm.
Neither one of them gives me a password. All that.
If you got the one that started at the top that says orientation is next week, 3 paragraphs down, it has the login word and password.
Why don't we meet?
And
with
if you need it,
after
you can come to
class?
the office and we can write it down there for you.
Okay, so
If you don't have it, we can resend it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a combination of online courses and in-person classes, can you bring your computer and just find an empty room to do your online?
I don't recommend finding an, okay, the question was if you have an in-person class and an online class and they fluctuate throughout the day, how do you do both? If you have your own device, you have your phone or your own laptop, we will share with you the password for the church and you can try to find a quiet corner. But keep in mind the snack area is good. I would bring headphones if you need to, because we might not always be able to find a room for you because there may be something in the church going on. We've had people take online classes from their car, from their doctor's office, from their bed. It just, you know.
But we do try to have the strictly online classes on days that we're not heavy with in-person classes. So we can take a look at your individual schedule and maybe help you devise a plan that makes sense. And the reason we do that is because we want to try to avoid you having to like have an online class, and then an in-person class and an online class. So Wednesdays and Thursdays are primarily in person, and Mondays and Tuesdays are primarily online. That's when our online classes happen.
That's what we try.
Zoomers, do we have any questions from y'all?
Heather's going to answer their questions.
Okay, well, they can unmute if
Unless-
they have
yeah.
one for the group.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I've signed up for a class. Suppose I see something that's interesting, and I just drop in on it.
She asked if drop-ins are allowed. Like, I see a class that looks cool, I want to drop in. If it's a limited class, like, or an art class or an exercise class, many times those fill up. We have a lot of classes that have reached their limit. Throughout the term, people travel, people decide that class isn't for me, and sometimes the attendance shrinks. And so at that point, like after week 4, just kind of maybe pop in a class and ask the instructor, do you have room for me? If they, give the thumbs up, go ahead. In some larger lecture halls, like the sanctuary or in second hall, you don't have to ask. If there's a seat, go ahead and have a seat. The reason we ask you to sign up for classes is because sometimes instructors will say, I want to email my class. And if you just pop in and pop out, they don't have your email in their class. We don't provide them the emails of everybody who registered that term, just the ones who signed up for their classes. So that's why I always say, sign up for any of the classes that you think are interesting so that if they send out something, you'll get it.
So mostly yes, and particularly if it's an unlimited class. And you can tell if it's a limited or unlimited by how it's printed in the brochure. But yeah, we do want you to check out different classes. Even if you're not interested in what Brummett has to say every week, his classes are always unlimited. Love for you to pop in there. You don't have to let us know. Y'all can decide what you want to do. Any of those unlimited lecture classes, please visit, check them out.
Okay, there was another question back here. She asked about popping into an art class to observe. The art classes are in rooms that are small and have a set number of seats and a sink, because sinks are important to art. And so a lot of times the limit has to do with how many can seat comfortably to take the class. Week 4, if you wanted to go and observe, there might be some seats that weren't occupied at the time. It's hard to just monitor those classes because the art people will have their canvas, they've got supplies here, they've got supplies here, and there aren't extra seats at the back of the room. So
yeah, but about midway through the
midway
term,
through.
I think there will probably be room for you to check it out, because a lot of those art classes do repeat every term. And so that might be a good way for you to know if that's for you. We can also have you talk with another member or the instructor, so you can kind of get to know what they're planning to cover in the spring term.
Besides signing up for any class you're interested in, I also recommend signing up for waiting list. Our waiting list are very fluid. People drop out of a class for one reason or another. We start going down the list. Did you make plans during this time, or would you like to take it? Sometimes people are so busy, we go through the first 5, 6 names, and then we get to a name of somebody who can take that slot. And then the next day, someone else calls and said, I'm sorry, I've injured my Achilles heel. I can't take pickleball. And we've got to go back to the list and add somebody else. So
it's not a static waiting list. The hardest part of our job, I think, the part that we get stressed out about is whenever we have to turn someone away from a class because it's full. And there's always tension about how do we make that class bigger? How do we put it in a bigger room? How do we go back and twist the arm of the instructor to increase the limit? But they're volunteers, so we really want you to be able to attend all the classes. So we pay attention to those waiting lists, and we don't ignore them, and we'll do what we can. Probably one more question, and then we'll probably answer questions within our optional tours. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a way to add a class already?
If you have registered and you want to add classes, please do not go online and register again. It will charge the full fee. Please call the office or email us. The email, if you don't know who to contact, is info@lifequestofarkansas.org. at, I'm losing my voice, at lifeofquestofarkansas.org. It's really long, and so are our emails. So I would send us an email, say, hey, please add me to the 2 books class, or can I get in Mahjong? We answer emails during our office hours. We are all part-time. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thursday, sorry. We are not open on Friday. This term, we happen to have a bowling class on Friday, but that's the exception rather than the rule.
Zoomers, thank you for attending. We look forward to seeing you online or some of you in person. I'm glad that you were able to be with us today, and please call the office if we can answer any questions for you. But we're going to go ahead and close the Zoom meeting.
Well, Heather's going to answer questions.
And
for the
Heather's,
office.
before Heather answers, I will close it before Heather answers questions. And then if you'd like to
All right, can y'all hear me? Let me unmute y'all. All right,
Yes,
does
I can hear
anybody?
you.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? All right, anything? If you're asking some, I can't hear them. You must be muted.
I'll just mention that I'm not really new to LifeQuest, but I learned new things today, so I really appreciate
good.
the orientation.
Good. Okay, well, and sometimes, you watch these and you don't have any questions, and then later on you do. So please, as Gina mentioned, feel free to call the office anytime during office hours, and we'll be happy to answer questions.
Thank you for that.
Thank y'all. Okay, I'm going to close this then, and give us a call if you need anything.
I've done that in the past, and I can attest that, yes, everybody seemed to be quite happy to help.
Okay, that's good. I mean, we can't always help right away, but we can always find the answer, if we can't help right away. So,
Right.
all right. Thank y'all very much.
Bye for now.
All right. Bye.